Welcome back to World Energy Television. My name is Alex Maddox, and this year, 2008, what a record attendance for the NAPE. And in fact, one of those exhibitors is joining me here, Jerry Hickmand, Exploration Manager for 3T Exploration Incorporated. So, how long have you been coming to NAPE?
I've been attending for probably the last 10 years. I actually attended the very first one. I can't remember the year that was, as small as it was, but these later ones have been really impressive. The growth has been fantastic.
And so what's bringing you to NAPE? A little bit about 3T Exploration and why you're here.
3T Exploration is a small independent exploration and operating company. We operate in East Texas, North Texas, a little over in Louisiana and southern Arkansas, occasionally up into Oklahoma. So we range fairly widely for a small company. We tend to play, as they say, both sides of the fence. We generate deals, and we also like to look at other people's prospects and participate. It helps to get us exposed in more areas and spread our risk a little bit.
So what are your plans for this year? What do you have going on?
We're showing two small prospects. We have minor interest left. We have a prospect in Hardeman County, which is they're both oil plays. Hardeman County is a Mississippian Chapel Reef play. A re-entry of an old hole that tested the reef but was tight. We're proposing to re-enter and sidetrack and try to find porosity. So it's a fairly inexpensive way to evaluate what appears to be about a 250,000 barrel potential reef. Southern Oklahoma, we have a prospect in some very complex geology. That particular prospect should get drilled in April. We have about 10% we would like, of personal interest, we'd like to lay off just to more or less hedge our bets. We're, like I said, a fairly small company, and we're probably going to drill 15 wells this year.
So now if you're successful, how big what do you see that projecting to?
Well, the prospect in southern Oklahoma would be a 1 to 3 million barrel potential. If we were to be successful there with a full 3 million barrels at $90 oil, that's what, $270 million minus the 20% that the mineral interest owners would get, and then we have about a quarter of that. So the economics are substantial. Of course, the cost of drilling that's about a little over $1 million, and to complete it's another $500,000. So by the time you risk that $1 million on probably maybe a 1 in 5 chance of success, the rewards are great, but the risk is pretty great as well.
So how important is it to keep the energy capital here in the United States?
Oh, tremendously important. It's jobs, it's energy security for our nation. I don't foresee us being totally energy independent. I don't think that's feasible, but we can certainly make inroads towards that. We need to be responsible with the land and responsible with the resources, but responsible is also producing those in a responsible way. And I think that's what the oil and gas companies do for the most part.
Do you think the citizens know how important it is to keep that supply, that domestic supply?
No, they don't. And it's understandable. They look at the cost, the price of oil, and they envision the oil companies as just cleaning up. And when you look at Exxon and their profits, it's that just reinforces their view. What they don't see is the long-term investment that goes into these. On our level, it's fairly small for an industry standard, but it's very substantial to us. And like I say, the risk is there that you go out and spend the money and there's nothing. I don't know of too many people that would go and get into their mutual funds that's going to offer a 10-to-1 return on investment, but you have maybe a 1 in 5 chance of getting that. The other 4 times you're going to lose everything. Most people wouldn't do that. It's a high-risk business, but the rewards are there if you're successful.
Now, any final thoughts with 3T Exploration? Any final thoughts you'd want to share with us?
No, Alex, we're excited about the year. Like I said, for a small company, we plan to drill 15 wells. That's really exciting. My expertise is in geophysics, and we tend to be. We like to say that we are prospect-oriented. In other words, we try to stay away from the large land plays. We kind of focus on good geology use geophysics to enhance it. So we're prospect driven and seismic oriented. So we hope for a good 2008, and hope to be here for the summer and next fall or next winter as well.
Joining us on stage is Jerry Hickmand, Exploration Manager for 3T Exploration here at NAPE. Looking forward to coming back next year. You're watching World Energy Television, the on-camera dialogue at NAPE 2008. We'll be back right after this.